because this week the news dropped that Microsoft is going to include ChatGPT in Bing.
Wow.
Bing, the search engine that nobody ever uses for advertising or for searches. And now it's going to be powered by ChatGPT, and that's mind-blowing. And Microsoft can do that because they are one of the founding members and the main investors of OpenAI, the startup behind ChatGPT. And I think in Apple headquarters, they must be biting their nails right now because when Siri launched, you remember the first times you tried to interact with Siri using was incredibly stupid. And that was because Siri at first used Bing for web searches. And then only a couple of years ago, Apple decided to pick Google search as the main input for Siri's web searches.
Okay.
And right now, I bet they feel sorry about that because Siri is, I think, one of the most widely used personal assistants. And you just imagine that everyone with an iPhone would just have access to the brain of ChatGPT and just have a language interface with this vast knowledge, not only of what the web has, but the whole learning, the trained learning model behind it that actually, in a rather impressive way, can guess what the context is of what you're asking and then remembers what you asked before. So I think 2023 will become the year that search engines reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
That took a while. We've been using them for 20 years now, and I think it's bad news for Google Search and for Siri. So there's two Silicon Valley.
Yeah, you show me also one other search engine, u.com.
U.com, an amazing URL. So u.com. This one popped up in my feeds in the course of this week. Although it exists, it launched in perpetual beta somewhere in 2021. And it's interesting because u.com kind of it combines all types of sources from the web, and then instead of just presenting them in a search engine result page, the way Google Search and Bing do, it uses AI to offer you whatever interface works best for you. So it is an AI-driven search engine. It still uses the regular web sources, but it uses AI to learn more about you and your preferences and the type of format you would like to get the results presented in. I think, so I had to look it up because I couldn't believe someone got their hands on this URL. But u.com was founded in 2021 by former Salesforce employees, and it's based in California, and they claim that they summarize only what the AI thinks is the best parts are of the internet, and then without ads and with total respect for your privacy. But they all started like that, without ads, with total respect for your privacy. Well, we'll see where it takes us. u.com, and then very soon also Bing.com. I think I'm waiting for a personal assistant app offered by Microsoft. I never thought I would say that, but they used to have one.
You're sitting with the Apple devices.
I know, we're surrounded by Apple devices. So Microsoft kind of killed their own virtual assistant a couple of years ago. She was called Cortana. Cortana is actually a character from one of their games. And I met the team behind Cortana, and they were really working on, they were seeing it as the equivalent of Google and the Amazon. It's not called Echo, it's the other one. And then, of course, Siri. So it could stand next to these other three virtual assistants, and they kind of killed the project because it wasn't, it wasn't valuable enough. Just imagine if they would just, and Microsoft, if you're listening, if you would revive Cortana. I tested the AI 2 or 3 years ago by talking to Cortana in the headquarters of Microsoft in Redmond.
Wow.
And I was impressed, and I also liked the fact that she had a personality. Cortana has a personality. You could ask her questions like Star Wars or Star Trek, and then without even blinking, she said Star Trek, and I liked her immediately, of course, because of that. So imagine that Microsoft revives the virtual assistant project. Please reuse the name Cortana. It was a really cool name. And has her run on ChatGPT as well. Why the fuck not? So
yeah.